Hey Minimal Fam, too much of a good thing can also be a bad thing. And there are some things that are cluttering our home and we don't even realize it.
One of the things that happens when you declutter your closet is you end up with a bunch of these just all over the place. You end up having 10, 20, 30, 50 hangers that you no longer use, and you're like, maybe I'll use it, or maybe there will be a time where I need them again. That just doesn't ever happen. You just end up with 50 or so hangers with no purpose. Either they're there just cluttering your space, or they're encouraging you to find a clothes item or buy something to put it on.
Fill it, yeah.
Yes. I say really just count the number of clothes that you actually have in your closet that you want to hang up, and maybe just buy a couple more, but just keep it like that. Too much wall decor.
Wall decor is a big one for us because I used to love having things on the wall, and I actually read a book called The Cozy Minimalist Home. I don't remember her name. She goes by The Nester on Instagram. Anywho, she explained that by having a larger piece, your home actually seems a little less cluttered. So she encourages you to go more with a larger piece than a collage wall or like a bunch of little things.
Then our previous home in the kitchen dining room area, we had this like collage wall with a fork, a spoon, eat this, that, whatever. And
Gather.
when we had it, when we put it up, we thought it was amazing, so awesome. And then we would sit there in the living room and look up at it and be like,
It looks
it's
cluttered.
not, it looks cluttered. It's not fully even. Man, do I hate this setup. And we're like, but we spent so much money on it. We should keep it. All that did was just keep that whole area just like overwhelming. So we ended up giving it to somebody, and our space completely opened up and made it so much really more peaceful. Believe it or not having that huge piece all over the wall just made it just did something visually to us.
The table would be clear, but the wall would be so cluttered that it made the space still feel like it was a mess. Too many cleaning products. So this has happened to us before. We kind of lost track of where our cleaning products were, and our son ate OxyClean. We had to call poison control. Anywho, you know, we use and love Branch Basics. This is a multi-purpose cleaner, and we have the other ones that go with it, the bathroom cleaner, all that. It's not toxic. We're not that scared to leave it around, but we still keep it in one spot. And then sometimes you just need the big gun, so we have these types of products too, and we keep them in one safe place away from everything. And when we had way too many, we lost track of them, like I said. Half-used products. Every single person watching this is probably guilty of half-used products. So what we do is we don't use it up, and then we buy something else, and we end up using the new product instead of using up the old product. You might not do it with everything, but there are some things we all do it with. Toothpaste is a big one. Anyways, here's an example, butt paste. So this is almost empty, but there's still couple uses left inside, and someone, my husband, opened up a new one, and that one's getting used versus this one. So we need to use this up and then be done with it and then use the new product. So we've actually gotten to the habit with almost everything in the house where we use it up, shampoo, conditioner, all that, before we buy the next thing, so that we are not having double the product and double the storage. So keep that in mind. If you've recently gotten into cooking or you're into cooking, you will be tempted to get everything, all of the cool gadgets. So unless it's a serious hobby or passion of yours, you're probably gonna have those things that you don't even use. So be careful of that. Also, for our house, we have a set of pots and pans. We've had these for years. It's like the Rachel Ray brand. And actually there was some that came in the set that we got rid of, because even though it came with the set, doesn't mean we had to keep everything that came with the set. So we did get rid of a few things from the Rachel Ray line, and we like to have things that are just multi-purpose. That's why we got the air fryer and the Instant Pot, because those things will be used every day for different types of things. So we don't need a rice cooker, a slow cooker, an Instant Pot. It's all in one. And receipts. These can clutter any area. They can clutter your car, your purse, your drawer, all of that. So here's what I do. I take my receipt, I scan it in my Fetch Rewards app. It's so simple. You just download it, take a picture, and you get points. That's how I always get free coffee, guys. So I'm actually gonna put my code in the description. If you use that code, you're gonna get 2,000 points, which equals $2. And pro tip, scan it, throw it out, and it'll keep a copy of it in your app anyways if you ever need to go back and look at it.
So anything on the fridge. I like to keep the fridge completely clear. You might have seen some of those magnets that you put on that our kids like to play with. They're like a set, but we don't keep like magnets that hold stuff on there onto the fridge because one, you probably have heard us say that Zion is a chewer, so he chews on everything. He actually ate open a magnet toy, and a piece of the magnet was missing. We didn't know where it was. We finally found it, but it was like minutes before we were about to run to the ER. So if you don't want to worry so much with your kids and keep, I just hate when things fall down on the floor and make so much noise. Don't have magnets, don't have anything that's on the fridge. If you have kids, that's a pro tip. If you don't have kids, who doesn't like a nice, clean, and free fridge? And we have this because Zion likes to open the fridge. So we're trying to stop him from doing that. So mail, once you have like 3 or 4 of them, you kind of just avoid it. So what I like to do is when I'm at the mailbox in our development, I like to just take open the pieces of mail that I know are important, that I know I'm gonna have to respond to, throw away all the ads, and then I just, I deal with it as it's there. So I don't bring a bunch of mail home and have to I don't know when this was due, or this is a bill, or this whatever. It's done and taken care of. And also, to make your life easier, go green. Try to get paperless billing as much as you can so you don't have to worry about it every time you go to the mailbox. Toys the kids no longer play with. So this one can be a really hard one because for us, we had Mila's sock monkey. When she was a little baby, she loved that sock monkey. And I did not want to get rid of it whenever she stopped using it because it had so many memories, and I just remember how much she loved it. And you probably feel the same way about your kids' toys even when they stop using them. But all it did was just compile a bunch of clutter in the side of their closet, and it was no use to us. So we decided to get rid of it. But there were also toys that we decided to give away. And that'll go to our next point. Before you just make a bin full of stuff that you're going to donate, you want to make sure you give yourself a time frame of when you're going to get rid of it, a non-negotiable time frame. If the person that you want to give the stuff to doesn't pick it up by a certain time, then you just got to get rid of it somehow.
Donation boxes that end up in the back of your closet. There have been times where I had something that I wanted to donate, or someone was going to come pick it up, and then they didn't show up when they said that they were going to. It sat there for days. Or even myself, I told myself I would go take it to a donation center, and instead I just left the box there for a while. And then guess what? It just ends up back in a closet, or it just stays where it is, cluttering your home. And so because of that, we made this rule where if there's something that we're getting rid of, it has to be out of the house within 48 hours. So basically, if someone wants it, they have to come get it. Other than that, if I'm going to donate something, at the end of the month, it has to be gone. I use like a diaper box, put donations in it, and then send it off.
This is a great way to just kind of feel good about giving stuff away. We've given away so many good things in the past 3 years that people honestly think that, man, C. John and Carlene are so nice. Well, we're not that nice. We just gave them stuff that we no longer really needed.
We are extremely generous people because we have given away things that we could have absolutely sold, but
for hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, we have given away some really expensive stuff, and we looked at it as we wanted to bless other people, and so we did that, and it was also a lesson learned. All that stuff used to be money, and instead of stressing to try to sell everything, we gave things away, and now we're just being more mindful with our spendings going forward.
It's a lot of fun when you can give something to somebody and they're so grateful for it, and you're not like, man, I just want to make another 30 or 40 bucks. It's like you give something to somebody that you no longer use that can be valuable to them, and I don't know, that was a lot of fun in the beginning. Now we have nothing to give away.
Yeah. And I actually love when we see people that we've given things to using those things, like someone else's baby using the baby clothes that used to be our kids, or tons of things like that. Outgrown kids clothes is something that accumulates really fast. So that's also something that I put in a donation bin. Always be going through your kids' clothes. Once they grow out of that size, gather everything that size and get it out of your house. There's no reason for it to be cluttering your drawers or your closet. And you know that this is constantly going to be happening, so you constantly have to be reevaluating.
Shoes that you just no longer use or haven't used in months. So I used to have shoes in our closet that I had not used in months, sometimes even years, but I believed that I would need to use it at some point for a certain outfit. The lie detector determined that was a lie. even when my side of the closet was pretty clean, just the clutter of shoes on the floor just made it feel so much dirtier. Also, having extra shoes made me feel like I needed to get other clothes to match these other shoes that I had. That's why I ended up just getting this one nice clean white shoe, and it matches literally every outfit that I've got. Though I usually only wear black, it matches all the pants that I use, and it's just so much easier for me. And though these shoes give me so much anxiety because of worrying about if they're gonna get dirty, or you know, I have kids that love to step on my feet, at least I just know that I don't have to worry about what outfit these shoes are gonna go with. Furniture or organizers that promote more. So for example, bookshelves, they tend to want more and more things to be on them. So more and more books, more and more little knickknacks. And Carlene, you know, when we have books, she ends up getting rid of them after she reads them. So she has this habit of, if she finishes a book, she just gets rid of it. I'm a little different, where I have a couple books, a select few that I'm like, I'm gonna go back to these. I'm probably just lying to myself, but still, I have these few books that I really like, but we don't have an entire bookshelf. And I remember when we did have a bookshelf, we put as many books as we could to fill the space, because it just looks incomplete. Just like if you buy a shoe rack, goes to the previous point, if you buy a shoe rack and you only have 2 or 3 shoes on them and it can fit like 15, you're gonna want to fill that shoe rack up. And if it's taking space, you're just like, if I'm not gonna put all these shoes there, then why do I have this shoe rack?
I used to have a huge jewelry box. It was almost my height. Do you remember that jewelry box?
Yeah.
I gave it away. But that jewelry box looked so empty. Or, you know, where you hang the necklaces, there was like, I don't know, like 20 spots. And I felt like it needed to be filled. And then I just got into this cycle. Man, I used to shop for accessories all the time. But I felt like if it wasn't filled up with different accessories, then there was no point of having it. So it was either fill it up or just get rid of it. And you guys know which one I chose.
Before you start getting rid of everything we mentioned in this video, you need to think about how your home is actually going to function. So, as you're watching this video on the left, you'll see how we actually made our lives harder by minimizing and how we fixed that. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, and as always, stay minimal, our friends, and we will see you in the next video.